Hey, I'm Toxie Hayes and welcome to the all-new GameKeepers of Mossy Oak. You've probably heard it said a lot that in Mossy Oak, it's more than a passion, it's an obsession. So let me just tell you, the pinnacle of our obsession is being a gamekeeper. What we're gonna do week after week here is take you behind the scenes with some of our closest family and friends in a true sneak peek at a walk on their farm, in their shoes, in their life as a gamekeeper. This week's show may be the most special ever as you get to go with the cuz on his little piece of sacred ground. It's extremely special, and please pay attention to not only what all he does, but what all it means to him. So stay tuned. This is going to be a good one. The GameKeepers of Mossy Oak starts right now.
Well, to me, being a gamekeeper means you're making your decisions based on what's best for the game. You know, being a gamekeeper means thinking about the game first and harvesting it second. I mean, right out here on this place, I got spots where I think, man, I could take that barbed wire fence down right there and I could make the most unbelievable funnel I've ever seen, but you know what? That would kind of break the row of the pine tree, whatever. You got to make the decisions for the game. If you do everything, you know, thinking about your place and what's good for the critters, you'll have great hunting because the critters are going to be here. You can't think just in the mind of a hunter. You got to think, well, I could put a food plot there and plant me some winter wheat and put biologic there, but you know what? I see quail here all the time, so I'm going to put millet out here. You just got to think like you're taking care of them now. God and Mother Nature does everything they need to do, and they got a handle on it, but we are in charge of what we buy. Thank God we live in America where we can own some land and do what we want to do, but with that comes responsibility. Let me tell you why this show's a good fit for Mossy Oak. The brand has become to mean a lot of different things to different people, and none of that was by design. Toxie's always had a passion for not only hunting, but trees. We've got the native nursery thing going, and the reason that native nursery is in operation right now is Toxie woke up one day, he had 10,000 trees in his backyard. He's a tree nut. It's always been about the resource and the habitat and the critters. That's why you don't see a bunch of us on TV all the time killing big deer. It ain't about that. You know, killing the deer and keeping the population in check is a big part of it, but you know, you gotta think about the land and the critters first. It's easy. Without a big marketing strategy, who we are to our soul is that outdoor lifestyle and doing the right thing for the habitat and for the critters and for that next generation that's coming along. I couldn't be more proud of that. Well, this place right here was pretty much a cattle pasture. A local farmer right here had this piece of property. I think he had like 160 cows on it, and it was pretty much just pasture ground. But you can't always afford land that's got timber on it. It's got some ditch banks and some fence rows and stuff like that, but we bought it 4 years ago. The reason we were able to do that is I say it's my wife, it's really my partner. She kept working, and without her, you know, extra income, we wouldn't be able to do that. You know, buying a chunk of land's a big deal, it's a big investment. Well, it wasn't a lot of natural forage around here for critters, so once we got the place and the guy that I bought it from moved his cows off of here, I put a lot of fertilizer out. Well, I started kind of riding around thinking, now where would I like to sleep if I was a deer? I just wasn't going to plant trees everywhere. Looked at topo maps, rode around, see where it joins other properties, see where some thickets were close to it. And that was the fun part. It's kind of like having a blank canvas. You know, I'm no biologist. I don't know anything about trees no more than the next guy, but I've been a hunter my whole life, trying to figure deer out, figure turkeys out. that was the fun part for us is, okay, we're gonna plant all pines right here, we're gonna plant oaks right here. And there for a while, we didn't see much game. Matter of fact, you never saw any game during the daylight. It was pretty bleak there for a couple of years.